Well, you made it. Welcome to Grumpy Old Man John. It's been a long time coming. Hopefully, your arrival will help shake things up a bit in a league that's been dominated by two owners over the years. I see a lot of bright spots in your lineup, Mahomes and Jefferson being the big standouts. Garrett Wilson should go from good to great with Rodgers slinging him the rock now. Your running backs leave a lot to be desired, but could have those occasional weeks where they drop over 20 points, maybe even each. Drafting two tight ends so close to each other was a curious move, which, believe me, I know all about that. But who knows, maybe things will work out. I know it didn't for me. Overall, I'm pretty satisfied with your team. Rodgers is a solid backup QB in case Mahomes gets hurt, or if he's just playing better overall. Your team definitely has the potential to make noise this season. But will it be enough? I mean, your opponent week one knows all about winning it all in his first season in the league, and he had a certain QB to lead the way.
What the hell?
There are strange ways to lose fantasy football games. Not starting a kicker who kicks 6 field goals in a game, your player fumbling the ball on a punt return, your quarterback throwing a ball to your wide receiver and then it goes off his hands for an interception and you end up losing the game by exactly 2 points. And then there's what happened to you, Nick. Leading the Super Bowl by about 30 points in a game that could have gone either way, only to be canceled because a man literally died on the field. The league voting to redo the Super Bowl on Week 18, only for your team to lay down and die. I wouldn't feel bitter about it. You'll be back. You always are. 9 Super Bowl appearances in our first 10 years are the reason. And your team is pretty good, so that's another big reason.
You know what, John?
Congratulations, your team still can't win a playoff game. What was last season worth in the end? The best team this league has ever seen, only to bow out and die to a below 500 opponent in the playoffs. For the 3rd year in a row. You may try to replicate your team's success last year with having Josh Jacobs and Derrick Henry. But will it truly be enough? Really? Will it? Only time will tell, I know this, and yes, I will say, bias aside, you do have a pretty good team this year. Just don't do this again.
Are you trying to have sex with me?
Wait. Don't tell me. I'm going to win week 1 because when you win week 1, you're ass. Then I'm going to go on a surge and win 4 of my first 5 games. A true playoff contender. Then like I've done for the last 6 years, I'm going to bow out to the bye weeks, make the losers bracket, and then promptly live in satisfaction that I didn't get last place. It happens every fucking year. Or will it this year? I'm not going to lie, all it took was one draft pick to completely fuck me up mentally. I don't know what my team is going to be this year. They can do nothing but surprise me at this point. Please, just give me something to be happy about. Just once. Just one ring. You know what? Not even a ring. A playoff appearance. Just one playoff appearance. And I'll die a happy man. Please? I feel sorry for you, Jonathan. Always winning the horse's ass trophy on some bullshit. An injured player so you literally can't come back in a game, to Mike Evans having 3 touchdowns all season long, to getting 3 in one game against you. Not to mention over 200 yards. Now, I like your team. I really do. I'm just going to need them to fuck off for 3 weeks since we play each other 3 times again. You're pretty loaded everywhere on the roster, and having Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews as a 1-2 punch, that can do wonders for your team this season. Helps that Lamar got paid so he's not going to fake any more injuries, and Mark Andrews is still his number 1 target. And Nick Chubb. That always helps too. Now go win a legit ring.
I hope your car blows up.
It is year 5 of chasing that ever-elusive first ring. From losing by a mere 1.3 points in the Super Bowl to having the best team all season long before a late season collapse. Good but not good enough has been the epitome of your teams over the years. Last year, your team did win something, and it wasn't a win streak. It was the Injury Bowl. Looking at your team on paper, if they stay healthy and obviously produce, you could return to the dance. But do they have enough to get you over that hump and win you a championship? You're literally just a better me. Only with 1 playoff win at least.
Suck my pussy, Jesus.
Nolan and missing the playoffs has not been in the same sentence since ever. After 6 explosive seasons with a couple more championships to cap off the league's first dynasty, you missed the playoffs for the first time since the inaugural bracket back in 2016. Weird. Speaking of explosive seasons, your roster has all the makings of completely decimating the opposition. Tyreek Hill had only 3 touchdowns last season, but was on pace for 2,000 yards with a healthy Tua. Just something to keep in mind. And that Travis Kelce guy is pretty good too. I mean, he's only the best tight end and receiver. You see, Cooper Kupp looks good on paper, but out of nowhere it looks like he might be missing week 1. But you know what? Who says that you need a good start? Last couple of years, the first half of your seasons have been absolutely terrible. But your teams have clearly gotten the memo that it's not how you start, it's how you're finished. Strong second halves in the last 2 years have gotten you back to the playoffs, but you have yet to return to the Super Bowl since your first season. Like usual, you had a pretty stellar draft. Your roster is loaded everywhere, but can they stay healthy? If they do, your chances of capturing that elusive second ring are high. As long as Tua stays healthy, and of course Jalen Waddle, you could have some huge games with them. You better hope that Cooper Kupp is able to still run routes, though. With him healthy, there's no telling what your roster can do. Alright, now that I've spat out some bullshit about all of our teams, let me do my more official playoff prediction. I say that because the rankings we do after the draft are always too early, and there might be a bit of emotion behind our reasoning. For the 4th seed, I'm putting John. Mahomes has been on a playoff roster every year he's been in the league, except for the 2 years that he's been on my roster. So there's that. For the 3rd seed, I'm going Jack, because God hates me. Setting him up for a 4th straight playoff loss, I'm putting Nick at the 2nd seed, which will put him in his 10th Super Bowl in 11 years. And at the 1st seed, I'm going Nolan. His teams are just good for no reason at all. And then in with the fact that he actually has a really good roster this year, he is going to make some noise. I'm not making any Super Bowl predictions as of yet. That will be for a video in the future. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and may the best team win.